I can call it.
No, I'm just gotta figure it out. Okay, we are on the record in the matter of the Esterline Gabriel children, file number 24142 NA.
Thank you. We're on record for our first regular review for both parents' progress on their case services. We have the names of our participants, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Nicole Underwood, lawyer, guardian ad litem for the minor children.
Nastasia Thomas, counsel for the department. Ms. McVeigh.
Megan McVeigh from the department.
Michael Brooks, I represent the mother, Melissa Gabriel.
Melissa Gabriel, the mother of the children.
Alexis Stang on behalf of the respondent father.
Your name for the record?
Joshua Esterline, the father.
Thank you. Very good. Okay, Ms. Underwood, whenever you're ready with your report.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was able to meet with both minor children in person during this reporting period. I met with the son at his school. He seems to be doing very well. He is excelling in his classes. He's very bright. He talked to me about his holiday and his relationship with his little sister. He indicated that he is having parenting time with both parents, and he seems to be doing well, although he does say it can be a little chaotic at Dad's house due to the amount of people living where Dad is at, but his needs are met at both places, and again, he's doing very well overall. I met with Miss Gabriel's daughter, we'll call her Jay. She's doing very well. We played with her toys. We played with her Peppa characters. She was eating lunch when I got there, and just overall very happy, seems to be very healthy and doing very well. Her needs are being met with her mom, and she's adjusting to her school, but she's doing well overall there. And at this time, again, both children's needs are being met, and they continue, their best interests continue to be served by being placed in home with their parents. Thank you.
Okay, testimony today, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Honor. I'll ask Ms. McVeigh to be sworn in.
Are we to stand?
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You could give us your full name for the record one more time.
Megan McVeigh.
Thank you. Ms. Thomas. You look
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.
Ms. McVeigh, you prepared a court report for today's hearing. Thank you for providing that to us. There are several attachments, so I just want to review them to make sure we all have them. Your cover sheet indicates there's the court report, a case service plan for mom and dad, forensic fluid screens for mom, and I believe that there are 4 attached. And then there's the FAP termination report for dad, a progress email for mom from Akala Vargas, and then a progress letter for the oldest child from the CAC office, and then my family reports for mom for it looks like it would be October, November, and December. Are there any other documents that you've circulated since filing this court packet?
No, there's not.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, are there any updates or modifications that need to be made to your court report or any of those attachments that I listed?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And generally speaking, both of these, this is an in-home jurisdiction matter. So it's a little wonky, I think, sometimes with questioning, but generally speaking, during this review period, how have the parents done with their case service plan?
They're both doing really well. They're the father has successfully completed the FAP program. He recently expressed to me that he would like to start some counseling, but we had to get some insurance started for him first. So this morning he was able to turn in all the proofs that he needs so he can get the insurance going, and he's doing what he needs to do. The mother, Miss Gabriel, has been also doing extremely well. She's in a lot of services, and she's been able to make all of her services. The most recent drug screen I have for her was only positive for a little bit of THC, which I was really proud of her for that. She's been doing really, really well. She's been engaged in lots of services through McCullough Vargas. She's also been working with the My Family Together program and making sure that the oldest child makes his appointments with his counselor. And she also had made medical and dental appointments for the children.
Wonderful. And at this point in time, there's clear that we've determined there's no risk of harm to the children remaining in their parents' care and custody. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And at this time, would there be a risk of harm to the children, in your opinion, if the court were to terminate jurisdiction at this point in time?
I don't think there's a risk to the children. The only reason I didn't ask for the court to dismiss the jurisdiction at this reporting period is I would like to see some more negative drug screens on the behalf of Miss Gabriel, which she, we've talked with everybody about that, and she's been doing really well. So I would expect her to continue that as well, because we only have the negative screens from December.
So it sounds like
But
ensuring some continued progress with her substance use.
yes.
Okay. Are there any other services that the family would benefit from at this time?
The only thing I can think of is counseling for Mr. Esterline, which we're working on it. He's been working on getting all that all set up, so.
Okay. And it looks like there's some work being done for the youngest child in establishing paternity.
Yes, a referral was made. The punitive father was a no call, no show, so another referral was made. And for whatever reason, they couldn't get Miss Gabriel and the youngest child in until the 28th this month. I don't know why it took so long for that, but that appointment was not missed. That was the original appointment. So
Okay. For Mr. Kosar, it says that a referral was made on 1/14. Was that the date of the next scheduled appointment, or that's just when you sent him the new referral?
that's when I sent the new referral.
Okay. Okay. And so has that been scheduled? I'm sorry if I missed that.
I don't have a date yet.
Okay. That's okay. Thank you for clarifying. And then as it relates to how parenting time is going for the oldest child being between both parents, how is that working out?
It's been going well. It's really nice to work with a mom and a dad that can get along and can coordinate with each other and work as a team to make sure that the child's needs are being met. We don't get that very often, so they are able to work together and make sure all of his needs are being met. And if something comes up, they can call each other to, make sure that one of them is able to meet his needs at the time.
Wonderful. And it also looks like Miss Gabriel, her Live Together partners also voluntarily engaging in these services with her as needed or
Yes.
as appropriate.
Yes.
Wonderful. And is there anything else that you would like the court to know?
I don't think so, just that they're doing really well.
Okay, thank you. With that, Your Honor, no further questions of Ms. McVeigh and would move to admit the court report and the attachments.
No objection.
No objection.
Counselor?
No objection.
Thank you. They are received. Questions for this witness, Ms. Stang?
Yes, just briefly. With regards to Mr. Esterline, I know you stated that he is in the process of starting therapy. Is there anything else that the department would like to see him do that he isn't already in the process of doing?
No, he's done everything we've talked about. He's He's actually the one that brought up that he would like to do some counseling, so.
Okay, perfect. And then I know I also saw in the submitted documents that it was reported that Mr. Esterline is currently taking the steps that he needs to get a divorce. Do you have any more information on where that is at or anything to add to that?
No, I don't.
Okay, I have nothing further. Thank you.
Okay, what's the status on the custody and visitation arrangement for the parents of?
They have, I'm gonna mess this up. They have a date coming up very soon for that.
Okay, because I know that under the direction of this court, their parenting time has been modified.
Yes,
But that would need to be reflected in their custody case in order to be
yes.
a more permanent arrangement. Okay,
I believe it's next week.
okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Questions, Mr. Brooks?
What is the risk of harm to these two children if the judge releases jurisdiction today?
There's not right now. The only reason why I'm asking for an extended, like I said earlier, is more consistent negative drug screens.
Thank you, that's all.
Questions, Ms. Underwood?
Ms. McVeigh, I noticed in Mr. Esterline's case services plan, it indicates that he would take drug screens as required by the department. Have you screened him at all during this reporting period?
I actually haven't. His last drug screen that he took for us was only positive for THC. I haven't had any concerns or any reports that he's been using any sort of substances, so I have not.
Okay. And where is the location that Mr. Esterline is living?
On Beecher Road, he lives with a friend.
Is that a long-term, is it a rental situation or is that just a temporary living arrangement?
It's temporary, well, living arrangement for now.
Okay. Has there been any discussion about what long-term housing is going to look like for Mr. Esterline?
Yes, we actually discussed it right before we walked in the doors today, and he does have plans of getting his own housing. The trouble, he hasn't been getting a lot of hours at his work. And so he's been working on possibly getting a new job so he can afford that.
Okay. Is the plan for Mr. Esterline to stay in Lenawee County or to return to Ohio?
Lenawee County, I believe.
Okay. Are there any concerns with the current living situation that Mr. Esterline is in?
No, I know it's kind of a lot louder at his house and there's more people and but there's no like concerns, safety concerns.
Okay. It was brought up that the son is when he stays with Mr. Esterline, he's sharing a bedroom with a non-relative child. Can you just explain who he's sharing a bedroom with?
It's the homeowner's son.
You know how old he is?
I believe he's 13.
And the department has no concerns with that living or with that arrangement?
No, I don't have any concern with the young man that he's sharing a room with.
Okay, thank you. As far as Miss Gabriel goes, do you think she would benefit from continued support from the department for one more reporting period, not only just for the drug screens, but for additional support that she receives from the department?
Yes.
And is that something that Miss Gabriel has indicated she would benefit from?
Yes, we've discussed that.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any further questions.
Any redirect, Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor.
Any other questions, Mr. Brooks?
No.
Ms. Stang?
No, thank you.
Ms. Underwood?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for your testimony. You may return to your seat. Anyone else you'd like us to hear from, Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks?
No.
Ms. Stang?
I would just call my client for a few questions.
Okay, all right. So Mr. Joshua Esterline, please come on up to our witness stand.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Esterline, have you heard the testimony that was just given this morning, or this afternoon, I guess now?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear the testimony about your current living arrangement?
Yes.
Would you like to expand upon that?
Which part of it?
So, do you currently live with a friend?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you plan to stay in that living arrangement long term?
No. It's not long term, as short as possible.
Okay. And then with regards to your job, what are you currently in the process of with regards to that?
I'm getting like minimum hours. It's fast food, so sales went down, my hours went down. So I'm trying to find a full-time job to be able to afford full-time bills.
Okay. Have you actually applied anywhere yet, or are you still looking?
Yeah, I've been on Indeed like nonstop and searching today even. So
Okay. And then do you plan to stay in Lenawee County?
yes, I'm from here, staying here.
Okay. And then I know it was mentioned, like I said, in the packet that was submitted as part of the court report that there was some indication that you were in the process of seeking a divorce. Is that accurate?
She said she was going to file for one, and after I was financially stable, I was for sure going to be, yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like the court to know that you haven't already stated or that you haven't heard anybody else state today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I have nothing further. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Esterline from any of our other attorneys?
No.
No, Your Honor.
Just briefly, Mr. Esterline, does Daisy Esterline have any contact with your son?
Never.
Thank you. No further questions.
Okay, thank you for your testimony. You may return to your seat.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else you'd like us to hear from? Ms. Stang?
No, thank you.
Our other attorney here, Ms. Underwood. Any witnesses today?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Comments in closing then, beginning with Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we're just asking the court to maintain jurisdiction so the parents can continue to take advantage of and benefit from the services that are being offered with that additional support. It is wonderful to be able to come back, after a review period and see the progress that's being made and to know that the children are doing well. I know there was some grave concern about Ms. Gabriel's substance use, and it's wonderful to see that she's having some of those clean screens. And I think that, as you know, sobriety can be really hard. And I think giving it another review period will really show her commitment to sobriety and being able to be that sober parent for her children. Otherwise, I think that they're doing exactly what they need to do and they're following their case service plan. And I would just like to commend them for that. Thank you.
Okay. Comments, Ms. Stang?
Just that I believe that my client also would benefit from one more review period to allow him to have the help of the department in finding a new job, the application process, and as well as setting up therapy. It sounds like he has already received the help of Ms. McVeigh for the therapy process, and it sounds like he is benefiting from those services. Other than that, it sounds like he's doing what he should be doing and is at where he needs to be. So we would request case closure after the next reporting period.
Mr. Brooks?
Well, I asked the $64,000 question. Is there any unreasonable risk of harm if the court were to release jurisdiction today? The answer was no. I think that answers all questions, and the court should release jurisdiction.
Ms. Underwood?
Your Honor, I think it's appropriate at this time that both parents in this matter do have one more review period in order for Miss Gabriel, for her to show some more extended sobriety. And honestly, my conversations with her support the fact that the department is here to help and here to help parents get back on their feet and have the tools necessary and the support necessary that they need to succeed. And this is the perfect example of the department working with a parent who is benefiting and wholly engaging in those services. So I do think that it would be in the best interest of the children for Ms. Gabriel to continue for at least one more review period, even if it's, a 60-day review, something to show sustained sobriety and those additional services that she's receiving. I also would agree that Mr. Esterline would benefit from continued therapy and services. Again, the reason why why the department was even involved in the first place was due to some physical harm to the oldest child. And the fact that he is still married to that person and does not have stability to be able to care for that child is a concern, but I understand that he's working on it. And I think with additional time, he will be able to get back on his feet and show some progress with respect to the pending divorce, as well as some full-time employment and sustainable housing. So I would ask for the court to consider either a 60 or 90-day review in order to allow a little bit more time for the parents to benefit from the services offered by the department. Thank you.
Thank you. The court finds all interested parties are given notice for purposes of today's review hearing. I do find reasonable efforts towards the goal of reunification and support of the family are being made, spearheaded by Ms. McVeigh. The parents are engaged. There were very clear issues in this case at the outset, and the parents have taken affirmative steps towards remedying those. And I really want to say I do also appreciate it. It's good to see that Ms. Gabriel has made some progress on perhaps a surprising issue that was discovered in the family, but I'm sure has been a challenging one for her. So congratulations on that. I know that was not an easy task for you. And you've made quite a bit of progress just in a short period of time. Mr. Esterline, I would encourage you to reach out to Ms. Stang. She does a lot more than just our cases, and she may be able to give you a few tips on getting your filing for divorce underway. For certain low-income individuals, there's a filing fee waiver available to you. So if you wanted to take affirmative steps on that, she may be able to, in conjunction with giving you some advice on this case, talk with you about that, because obviously that affects the permanency and the long-term household for the two children concerned by this case as well.
Okay, most definitely. That helps me a lot, actually.
Good. Well, there she is. She's available to you, I'm sure, virtually off record as well. All right, I will keep the case open for another 60 days. I'm curious to see what happens with your situation, Mr. Esterline, and hopefully that stabilizes. I'd like to see what happens at your next front of the court case as well, and what you two decide to do with your visitation agreement. Support obviously is always affected by that. But I would offer you a somewhat short review period. We usually go 90 days, but I can take it back a little bit to March 31st, Monday, March 31st. It'll be somewhere in the middle of 60 and 90. Do you have a work schedule, Ms. Gabriel, that we need to be?
Not currently.
Okay, all right. So right now I have 10:30 in the morning or 1:30 in the afternoon. Anybody have a preference?
Morning time, just because of the convenience of Jake, my son.
Sure. Okay, so let's go 10:30 Monday, March 31st then for our next review period. In the meantime, the children will remain placed with their parents who are diligently undertaking services with the support of Ms. McVeigh. And the order will contain the rest of the findings necessary to support that ruling. Unless there's any questions, that's all for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'll have the order for you in a few minutes. If you want to wait. But you're welcome.